Welcome back to another episode of Marketing 100, where Kayle and I are leading you through 100 marketing ideas to help you level up your salon business. And today is certainly not different. We're diving into a topic that both Kayle and I have a ton of passion for. We're going to talk about content. We have done it before, but there's a new topic surrounding content today.
Today, I want to talk about creating content that caters to your preferred clientele or your ideal clients specifically. And I think that this is one that we've touched on obviously before. We've talked about marketing mix, but this is something that goes a little bit more in depth on a specific aspect of your content that I think will be really beneficial for a lot of salon owners out there, a lot of stylists out there as well, who may not be thinking about this. What I want to say to salon owners and stylists specifically is that while creating technical content where you're actually doing color or you're doing highlights or you're doing chemical processes, that is important to show here and there. That's not why most potential clients are going to watch your content, right? Your clients want to watch content, or your potential clients want to watch content that helps them get to know you, that helps them feel like they understand you, and helps them sort of feel like they're there in the salon. What your clients want to see is lifestyle content. They want to see salon lifestyle content. They want to feel like they're standing there with you in the salon. A lot of content creators in other spaces have sort of mastered this. It's almost sort of like the vlog vibe, you know what I mean? Where you're out, you're just filming your day and people sort of get to come along with you. That's the kind of stuff that people find engaging, that everybody finds engaging, right? Because the core element of it is personality. It's fun, it's friendship, it's parasocial. And as much as, the term parasocial relationships kind of gets bagged on, in this case, you do actually know these people. So it's almost just like watching a friend's Instagram reels or like a friend's story or whatever. It's makes you feel more connected to that person. And you might also engage with them in that, respond to it, send an emoji, whatever the case is. All of those things are much more engaging than showing somebody how to do a full foil highlight. That's not something that your average client's going to want to watch and continue to watch, or they're going to follow you for.
Before and after pictures showing your work, the message here is not that that is not important, right? You should certainly be doing that. It's kind of a way for people who want to book in with you for the first time to just understand what type of work do you do, and is it the type of hair or the type of work that is interesting for you. That's an important component to have. I think what you're getting at here is not just for those screening that, but for those who kind of you want to start building a relationship with, right? And start building that know, like, and trust with, and sort of having a story and bringing them in with your lifestyle content. It kind of forces you to put yourself out there a bit more. It's easier because you're great at doing hair. I'm sure you are, right? And, putting your work out there, you can kind of hide behind the work, and it's the work you're putting out there. When you're doing lifestyle content, you need to let people in, actually. And you need to kind of tell them who you are, or at least tell them what your brand is, right? Or having your team talk on behalf of your brand. And you actually need to start telling stories. It's kind of a different thing, I think, just from a emotional standpoint and an energy standpoint of sharing my work. Here's what I do. Here's what I do. To actually here's who I am, right? It's kind of a different conversation. And I do recognize that can be a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning as you kind of go into this to actually put yourself out there.
It's important to sort of give your team that trust to let them create content that's fun or funny and showcase the personality of not just themselves, but of your culture and of your business, because that is what people want to see. They want to come to a salon that feels fun, that feels engaging, where they feel comfortable and at home, where the bouquet of personalities that are on display here are ones that they want to engage with. It's like the Cheers effect for I'm dating myself here. Cheers was a sitcom on television a long time ago, and it was about a bar where everybody was friends and everybody knows your name. The effect that you're going for here is that friendly, fun, engaging vibe that people feel like they can just sort of fall into naturally. And that's what engages people. That's what makes them want to come, right? You're putting on a party in a way every day at your salon. You want people to feel like that, and it just flows and feels natural. And that's what is important to showcase. You want to give that fun that we talk about in your social media content. Sure, do technical content here and there. That's fine. But the mistake that I think a lot of, salon owners make is creating technical content doesn't necessarily draw clients. It might draw other hair professionals who are going to watch that content and maybe follow for that. but hair professionals aren't going to come into your business and get services done, right? Like that is a different audience entirely. So while it's good to have content like that that shows you have an authority and that you're good at doing hair, sure, that should be a fraction of your content, right? The majority of the content that you're putting out there on your stories, reels, whatever, it should showcase the personality and fun of your salon. It should be people just goofing around, having a good time. Most importantly, it should feel natural, right? It shouldn't be forced. If you're like putting together little skits and doing all the, song and dance shit and it's fake, people will pick up on that immediately. This should be a good natural fit, and it should just be something that flows.
You're dancing too little on this show, Kayle.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I've been thinking about that.
Do we have some like practical ideas or tips that we can pass along here for like how to get going in creating that lifestyle content?
Ask your stylists if they have content that they create in the salon, or like follow your stylists and watch their Instagram reels, like watch the stuff that they record. And if they have stuff that's like funny and engaging and that would work well for your salon too, ask them if it's okay if you use that for the salon. Maybe give them access to your salon Instagram and allow them to post from their phone. It's going to take a little bit of research up front on your part to determine like what's a good fit and who's good at it. And as you start to get that ball rolling, I think you'll get more and more people who have buy-in. But it's really good to sort of like appoint somebody who's like demonstrated they're good at it, they know what they're doing, and they're maybe like the one who's like the instigator, who's like recording other people in the salon with their permission and making good content on their own, someone who's got that good directional eye, and giving them a little bit of trust and a little bit of authority to sort of start creating that content as like a pseudo creative director, so to speak. I think that's a great place to start. Do your research, find the stars in your salon. These are all tips that we've sort of taught on the show previously. We'll link that episode where we talk about that. You can go check that out too. Start with the trust, start with the research, and then move into enabling that staff member or those staff members to have a little bit of authority and create that content. And then it's on you to moderate it and shape that as time goes on.
Especially when you have more people working on content, as you're talking about here, is also just to make sure that like everyone is clear on like who is this person that we're talking to, and that you're actually having a session when you're talking about that, so that even though everybody brings their personality, you're all talking to kind of the same person, to make sure that like the messaging and what you're talking about and the lifestyle you're bringing to life and sharing is kind of coherent and relevant for that audience that you're building on your social account. So just being clear on who you're talking to and sharing that in a team. And I think we did talk about this in a previous episode, which we'll make sure to link. Having the team going out, looking at what other accounts are doing and what they are following, and kind of like bringing that inspiration together and talking about what is good content, like what is good lifestyle content, and just having a session where you're actually like sharing those ideas and building on those ideas with each other. We'll make sure to link to that here as well if you want to go deeper into how to run a workshop like that. But so that everybody really has like a common understanding for like who are we talking to, how are we talking, what do we think is good content, so that we can kind of start, getting that machine humming.
You shouldn't have to police the voice of the content creators in your salon. It should more so feel like they're just talking to a friend, right? And if you've hired the right people and the vibe is right and the culture is correct, it won't really require too much moderation on your part, because it will naturally flow, right? It will feel like that whoever's on the receiving end of it is a friend receiving that message. The people who genuinely would want to be in that stylist chair are the kind of people who would be able to be talked to naturally by that person and be engaged. It really shouldn't be too difficult to process. The most difficult part of this is just enabling that trust, essentially, and letting go a little bit, I think, as a salon owner.
That's what we had for you today. It's like social content, so important. We say that over and over, but not only sharing your work, but actually bringing to life your brand, your personality through lifestyle content, making sure that you have that, so you build kind of a regular following. If you found this helpful, let us know in the comments. We'll make sure to link other resources here as well. We have stuff on the blog, we have stuff on this YouTube channel. We even have like courses on social, content creation. We'll make sure to link anything that we think is relevant for you after watching this video. And we look forward to seeing you inside of an upcoming episode.